So today I'm going to be reviewing the BH Cosmetics X Syvlia Gani palette. I'm super excited to be reviewing this palette. Syvlia is like one of my biggest inspirations, so I'm super stoked to be trying this out. Just because I love Syvlia and watch her videos, that does not mean that I am going to give a dishonest opinion on this palette. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I will say I don't. So just because I like her does not mean that I'm going to let that phase my opinion on her palette. But anyways, with that being said, let's just jump right into testing this out. So I have not tried any of the shades or swatched any of them. So first let's just take a look at the packaging. So I did throw the box away, but the box looked exactly like the palette. So this is what it looks like. I really like it. It doesn't look like cheap or anything. It looks very sleek. I love the design, the colors, black and gold go great together. On the back here it says it has 22 different eyeshadows, and then it just says, embrace the artistic brilliance of social media beauty star Syvlia Gani with this versatile 22 color shadow palette featuring an array of richly pigmented matte and shimmer shadows. Accessorizing your eyes with infinite effects has never been easier. Create dramatic depth with luxe jewel tones and warm neutral hues, or amp up everyday glam with romantic berry and intense dark shades. And it also just came with this little plastic paper thingy that has her picture on it. I really love this picture. And it also has this on the back, just saying when it launched December 5th, 22 color eyeshadow palette. And yeah, so let's open up the palette now. So it opens up and it has a really nice mirror here. And there are all of the shades. So these shadows will definitely work really well for people who want to be able to create more everyday kind of looks. They're not too bold, but you do get some nice variety of colors. Like you get this dark green shade here, or the blue, purples, but they're more like toned down. They're not like bright and vivid colors, so it works well for a more natural, or well, not natural, but more of an everyday kind of look. She also added 2 highlighting shades in there, so I'm really excited to try those as well. But now let's start testing these out. So I am going to swatch all of these shades for you guys right now. Alright, so those are all of the swatches. The only thing I'm noticing is that the matte shades are a little bit chalky when they're swatched. Kind of like the James Charles palette. When I swatched those, it was basically the same thing, but it applied beautifully on the eyes. So sometimes the swatches aren't always accurate to how it's going to look on your eyes blended with a brush. I'm not really too worried about that, but I just wanted to point that out if you didn't see it from the swatches. Yeah, other than that, the shimmers are beautiful. Those two highlighter shades look amazing. I also forgot to say, I absolutely love this rose that she put in the background. I love roses in general, but I don't know, I just love the way she designed the palette. But now that all of these have been swatched, let's move on to creating an eye look. So I think I'm going to start off by taking the first shade here, Wolf, and just applying that all over my lids and crease just to kind of set my concealer down. Alright, now as a transition shade, I think I'm going to go in with the shade right here, S Club. Alright, so that applied beautifully. Just so you guys know, I am using my Morphe M441 brush and my Morphe M433 brush to apply these. And ignore the fact that this brush is kind of stained. I promise it's not affecting like this eyeshadow. It's just stained from the James Charles palette. So far I'm loving how these shadows apply. They apply really smooth and they blend out really easily. I really like the shade S Club. It's a really nice transition shade. I don't know why I can't say that word, but next I'm going to go in with the shade Ginger right here as kind of another transition shade. And I think I'm going to zoom you guys in for this. This is definitely a really nice mirror. I love how big it is. But like I said, I'm going to go in with the shade Ginger now. Alright, that is very pretty. There is a little bit of fallout coming from all of the matte shades, but it's not like too extreme and it doesn't really bother me. The fallout never really bothers me. I mean, if the eyeshadow applies well, then I don't really care about the fallout much. But yeah, I really love that shade as well. All of the matte shades so far are very pigmented and go on super smoothly, so love that. But now I think I'm going to go in with my Morphe M562 brush. So it's a smaller brush, and once again it is stained from the James Charles palette. So I'm going to go in with the shade Chanel, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. Chanel, I don't know. What do you guys think? How is this pronounced? But anyways, I'm going to take that shade and apply it right above the shade Ginger and bring it up towards my brow bone. There is quite a bit of fallout coming from it, but once again, that doesn't really bother me. But yeah, it's not bad. It's just, you definitely want to tap off your brush before you apply the shadow. Alright, and now to deepen up the look a little bit, I'm going to take the shade October right here, and I'm going to apply that into my crease and my outer corners. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that, but there is a decent amount of fallout. So that's why I'm saying you definitely want to tap your brush off. Alright, that's very pretty as well. It blends really nicely together with all of the other shadows. I also want to add a tiny bit of the shade Sisterhood, which is right here, and just blend that all together with the rest of the shades. And then after that, I'm going to go in with the black shade, Unapologetic, and deepen up the look a little bit more. So that black shade is definitely very, very pigmented, so you want to be careful how much you're picking up on your brush. And the shade Sisterhood is a very, very nice berry shade. I really, really like it. All of the shades so far are super, super pigmented. So now I'm going to do a quick cut crease using my Makeup Revolution concealer, and then I'm going to test out one of the shimmer shades, or two. I'm not sure yet. Now that I cut my crease, I think first I'm going to go in with the shade Prince, and I'm going to add that to the inner part of my eyes, and then maybe I'll go in with the shade Goddess, which is this shade right here, and I'll add that after the inner part of my eye, and then maybe I'll go in with the shade Queen and add that to the center, and yeah, so we'll see how that goes. It might just end up being Prince and Queen, but I'm not sure yet. I will try to fit in the shade Goddess as well, just so I can show you guys as many of the colors as possible. So I'm just going to go in with a little packing brush, and I'm going to spray it with some NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Like I said, I'm going in with that first shade Prince on my inner corner, or inner part of my eye. So the shimmer shades do have quite a bit of fallout as well, but that once again doesn't really bother me, and they go on beautifully and very, very pigmented and vibrant. I love the shade, it's very pretty. But now I'm going to attempt to use the shade Goddess and then the shade Queen. So Goddess will be next. Wow, so that is very, very pigmented, as you can see. So with these shades, the shimmers are definitely super buildable. I'm going to go in, like I said, with the shade Queen. I'm putting it the wrong shade. Queen, right here. These are very, very good shimmer shades. They're very buildable, very blendable. That's basically all I have to say about that. Now I'm just going to make sure my outer corners are nice and blended together. I'm just going to fix that up a bit. Now that that's all blended, I'm going to finish up my lower lash line. So I'm going to use basically all of the same colors that I used on my lids. So I used literally all of the same shades that I used on my lids, except for this black shade, which I am also going to use, the shade Unapologetic. But instead I'm taking my Morphe M213, it's a little smudger brush, and I'm just applying that very, very close to my lower lash line. And now I'm just going to take a tiny bit of concealer and clean up the edges of my eyeshadow, and then I'm going to create a winged eyeliner and add some mascara, falsies, all of that. Alright guys, so my eyes are done. I absolutely love how this look came out. I thought the shadows were amazing for the most part. The shimmers are very, very shimmery. The matte shades are very, very pigmented. They blend well together. All of the shades go well together, and they're perfect for everyday kind of looks or for more bold looks, depending on what you're looking for. Honestly, the only issue I really had was the fact that there was a decent amount of fallout from the matte shades and the shimmer shades actually, and also the swatches. But honestly, swatches don't mean very much. I mean, they can. You can definitely tell a lot by a swatch when it comes to eyeshadow, but at the same time, sometimes it's not just about the swatch. It's all about how it applies using a brush on your eyes. But anyways, guys, last but not least, it's time to try those two highlighters. Okay, so just like with the rest of the eyeshadows, the highlighters definitely have a lot of fallout, for sure. I don't know if you guys could see, glitter was literally flying everywhere when I was applying them. But anyways, they are very, very pigmented, very pretty. I would still use these on my eyelids as well. If you like glittery highlighter, then you would like this kind of highlighter. My pants are covered in glitter. Overall, I do really, really like this palette. I love the design of it. Really like this palette. I'll definitely be reaching for it quite a bit because it has such nice everyday kind of tones of eyeshadow, as well as eyeshadows that you can create more bold looks with. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any of my upcoming videos. Also, add my video to Syvlia Gani, because it would be amazing if she saw my review. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!